Hi guys, in this video I want to introduce you to the latest in the camera gimbal technology. If you have a 3-axis gimbal, especially if you have a gimbal from Turbo Ace, like their Allsteady Pro 6, or for example one of the DJI Ronin gimbals, and then this accessory will come in really handy. I actually have part of this accessory already on me here, so let me just demonstrate it. It's basically this belt that takes off basically the weight, so you don't have to carry the gimbal. If it basically just rested up here, and also comes with these suspenders that again add extra support. They're not necessary, but I think the belt by itself works. And anyways, this accessory is actually a 4th axis, which I have up here. So what the 4th axis basically does is it takes away or minimizes the up and down motion that a lot of people are experiencing. So if you've ever used Steadicams back in the day, Steadicams, not only do they stabilize on the 3 axis, but they also on the 4th axis, you have articulated arm with springs, and basically minimizes as you're walking up and down, that up and down motion, kind of keeps the camera more or less steady. Well, with gimbals, up until this point, that was a big problem. You had to really learn to walk really smoothly with it, meaning you did not want to shake your hands up and down. Well, that's what the 4th axis jockey from Turbo Ace is supposed to take care of. And like I said, it works perfectly with their gimbals, which is I have the Allsteady 6 Pro gimbal up here, and it also works with the DJI Ronin gimbals. I'm not sure, but they maybe will have updates in the future, or maybe adapters that you can put on other gimbals. But anyways, if you have their gimbal or the DJI gimbals, this will work. And it's a purely mechanical device. You have a knob here in the back for adjusting the position, and then also here for adjusting the tension. So depending on how much weight you have on your gimbal, you can adjust it to different camera lens and gimbal configurations. And then yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You put it on. I literally just tried it on right now, and kind of for like maybe 5 minutes. Seems to work fairly well. So I'm excited to actually now go take it outside. We're gonna go over there and just do some tests, walking, running, different things. Just put this to the the stress test. So on it I have the Panasonic GH4. Like I said, I have the Allsteady 6 Pro gimbal. And another thing that I just right now, but when I started using it, that I like about it is the fact that you're basically able to now carry the gimbal in the upright position, so the camera is at your eye level. And also at the same time though, it makes it very easy because you really don't feel any of the weight on your arms. Your arms are there more just to guide the whole device. So let me put it on and kind of show you guys how this works. You have the handles up here, and these also, like I said, it comes with the joystick that you just connect, so I can still control the camera using the joystick. And you just grab it, and basically you put it onto the belt here. In the front you have this little adapter, you slide it in there, and that's it. The gimbal's in there, and as you can see, even as I walk up and down the stairs, you can see the springs are already working. Now, like I said, I've only used this for 5 minutes. I haven't had time to really perfectly adjust the tension of the springs, but to my eye I think it looks pretty good. So like I said, we'll just test it out and see how it goes. Yeah, so like I was saying, because all the weight rests on the belt here and on the suspenders, you really, I'm not feeling any weight right now in my arms, so I think I can go on with this for a long time. Also, it allows me full control of the gimbal because I have the joystick right here. And you can adjust the angle of these, or how high you want the handles. You want the handles to be up here, you can do that. If you want them to be lower, you can put them lower. All that stuff, fully adjustable. And as you can see, you can rotate it left and right up here. And you can also adjust the suspenders, so you can have this belt higher or lower. But I think having it at your lower abdomen is probably the perfect position. At least for me it is, because this way it allows me to have the camera here, at my eye level. So anyway, so let me turn this on and show you guys how this works. So first I'll turn on the camera there, and I'm just going to start recording, and I'll show you guys how the footage looks. Hopefully, like I said, without having to worry about the up and down motion, hopefully we're not seeing that. So just follow me. So yeah, the first test, I'm just going to walk around my brother here who's filming the behind the scenes, and as you can see, I'm not really worrying about the up and down motion, and the spring seems to be doing its job. At least it looks smooth up here. Now I'm just going to walk forward, and again, this is how this looks. As you can see, the camera is definitely moving up and down. a side shot, and like I said, you can easily tilt this, so I can even be walking, let's say, forward and have the gimbal facing to the side and getting like a side shot like this. Looks like it's keeping the camera nice and steady. Now I'm going to try to do some just kind of more sporadic kind of, you know, walking around, and also maybe we'll go a little bit in the forest. I'll try to do some uneven terrain to show you guys, but first, actually, let me just try here in the open, just some running. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm just gonna run past you guys and keep going with this. Oh, my legs are not up to it today. As you can see, that stabilizes nicely. And like I said, you can further really play with the tension of this, which I haven't done. Like I said, I just got it, took it out, set it up for 5 minutes, but that seems to be working very well. So maybe we'll go inside the forest now, and we'll try to get some shots on some really uneven terrain. All right, get my framing here. I'll try to just get some shots. Oh, hopefully I don't fall off the cliff. There's a cliff over there with a river. I'll try to go here through those branches. And because it's so uneven, I'm not even paying attention to where the camera's pointing. I'm literally just watching where I'm stepping. But once I look at the shots, we'll see whether the camera, the fourth axis works and keeps the shots nice and smooth. Whoa, too many branches. Okay, I'll go over here. Okay. And I'm back. So this is how it works. And again, as you can see, if I'm really stepping up and down or even jumping, this is how it looks. The fourth axis definitely seems to be doing its work, its job, because it's, as you can see, I'm on purpose trying to disturb this, and the footage, at least here from the back of the LCD, when I'm looking at the camera, it looks really smooth. So let me now try to go maybe get some just small kind of smooth moving shots and see how that looks. Now usually the up and down motion is most noticeable when you're walking close to another object. So basically when the camera is close to an object, and as you're moving up and down with your hands, that's when you notice the vertical motion. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get really close to this tree. It's not the most interesting of subjects, but it's just going to show you guys, just how well the jockey basically stabilizes in the fourth axis, or the up and down motion. So here, I'm just going to go up here. I'm about 2 feet away from the tree, so fairly close. If I was, if I take away the jockey basically and I move up and down, you can see this is normally what you see when you're walking with the gimbal. You see the up and down motion. Well, now I'm just going to go like this with the jockey and let it do its thing. And I'm going to stop, and it stabilizes pretty fast, doesn't wobble up and down, and I'll walk in that other direction. And there. So again, just looking at the back of the LCD right now, it looks a lot smoother to me. Definitely if you're walking though, you still want to, you don't want to be walking like I am right now, where basically just not paying any attention and just, up and down jumping. Although you see, like up here, I'm doing it, and when I'm not very close to any object, it looks still very smooth. You don't really see the up and down motion. But if you're getting really close, like I was there 1 or 2 feet away from the object, you want to try to minimize it, because the jockey will only move so much. So like, definitely, I don't know, I would give it about maybe almost a foot of up and down motion. So if you're really stepping up and down, then you're going to see it's going to basically reach its limits. But if you're just doing normal steps, walking, and like I said, sometimes try to go a little bit smoother, this thing works amazingly. So I'm really happy, and like I said, it works with the Allsteady 6 Pro or any of the Turbo Ace gimbals. And also comes with an adapter for the DJI gimbals. And like I said, hopefully, maybe we'll see. They might do an adapter that allows you to kind of put it on other gimbals, which I think would really make this a winner. But otherwise, setting it up is very simple. You pretty much just put the gimbal on there. The handles themselves, they kind of act like a stand, because once you take this off, you basically put this down, and it just, like I said, it's like a balancing stand. It's fairly easy to like I said, to mount it on it. There's the whole instructional video of how to mount it and adjust the tension. All that stuff is on the Turbo Ace website. So I'll provide the link for you guys in the description of this video, or you can, as always, go to my website at tomantosfilms.com and check it over there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, the preview of the 4th axis jockey by Turbo Ace.